Hello, my name is Brianna Nicholson, and today I'm going to be talking about career counseling for college students while honing in on the barriers to career success for this population. This presentation will be most useful for career counselors as well as creative art therapists. The points that I'm going to discuss in this presentation are barriers to career success for college students, how this concern relates to the social cognitive career theory, ethical considerations, assessments, takeaways for career counselors, as well as dance movement therapy. The barriers to career success are that there is not enough preparation from primary and secondary schools, which Brock states in his 2017 article, a lack of funding, which could result in a lack of student support services, i.e., career services. Brock cites in his 2017 article this statistic. In community colleges, the counselor to student ratios of 1 to 1,000 are not uncommon. This statistic is frightening because if you compare it to an institution that is much larger, you wouldn't think that the statistic would be any different. So, needless to say, this statistic is proof that there are barriers to career success that are not only personal, but are relevant within the higher education school setting. And lastly, the last barrier that is huge is financial aid. If students do not have the funding that they need to continue on in their courses and to complete school, then they will be hindered or blocked from moving on from the school field to the real world field or the work field. Theory. The theory that relates the most to the concerns and the barriers of career success for college students is the social cognitive career theory, also known as SCCT. This theory provides a framework for understanding the interrelationships of the variables under investigation, which are attachment, career barriers, social support, academic self-efficacy, and career decision self-efficacy. Ultimately, career barriers and the lack of social support can also hinder the career development process. The assessments that may be useful when working with college students are the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator MBTI assessment and card sorts. The Myers-Briggs Type Indicator enables a counselor to help a client with the third step of trait and factor career selections, integrating information about oneself in the world of work. Another assessment, the card sorts, is a tool that will be useful for this population and is widely used by counselors to facilitate purposeful career exploration through client narratives. This intervention could help the clients to hone in on their interests and values so that they can gain insight on the types of jobs that actually meet their needs or their strengths. I think that this intervention will be most beneficial for college students because card sorts empower clients by engaging them in critical self-reflection without altering their worldview. And they help clients embrace a proactive and attentive position about their work life. Overall, I think this approach will help the needs of this population and will help career counselors connect them to resources that they will value and be interested in. Ethical considerations. According to the NCDA, a code of ethics helps to denote the professional behavior and serves to protect the public, the profession, and those who practice within the profession. Ethical behavior involves incorporating the principles espoused in the code of ethics into your personal and professional life and using the code to help determine a course of action. Some ethical principles to consider when career counseling or working with college students that are seeking help are autonomy, beneficence, and objectivity. Autonomy is important to consider because it deals with fostering the right to control the direction of one's life. Keep in mind that this population is in the life stage of trying to assert their power in the world away from their parents and finding themselves in the world. So it is best to allow them to have their autonomy and to not take the control away from them. Beneficence is also important to consider because it involves working for the good of the client and society by promoting mental health and well-being. Lastly, objectivity is an ethical principle to consider when working with this population because it deals with treating them equitably and fairly, which should be an ethical principle to keep in mind when working with any client. Some takeaways that I think are useful for career counselors and creative art therapists to consider when working with this population include that although this population may face barriers that could hinder their career success, the career counselor, you, can help them get back on their path by helping them identify the factors that are holding them back. Again, the social cognitive career theory provides an effective framework for the career counselor who works with first generation college graduates as well as college students as they embrace opportunities, face obstacles, and explore options. I also think it would be helpful to have the client complete a career assessment like the Supers Life Career Rainbow to help the client identify where they see themselves currently and in the future. This intervention could also help the client to hone in on what they value in their life, which could help with their career development process. And lastly, dance movement therapy. Dance movement therapy is a psychotherapeutic form of therapy that helps to promote the emotional, social, cognitive, and physical integration of the individual. It can boost self-esteem and it can integrate the sense of self through movement. Ultimately, the movement catapults the expression. It is very important when career counseling or using dance movement therapy with this population to help them find a sense of self or to help them grasp to what they value. Because once they find that, it'll help them and catapult them and increase ultimately their career success. And that can be done through movement. All right, that is all. Here are my references. Thanks for watching.